Welcome to my next From Season 3 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you aren't caught up to the point where I am, a rewatch you're watching from, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which, of course, I'll mention as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. So From, pretty solid show. I got put on from hearing about the fact that it's behind some of the people that are behind Lost. And Lost is absolutely one of my favorite shows of all time. Definitely top 5 for me. Is From amazing? No, but it's pretty solid. I just hope they're able to stick the landing with the story that they're currently telling us. But in case you didn't know already, I've reviewed every single episode of From on this channel, and I will continue to do so because I'm very invested in the show. So if you want to see any of my previously reviewed videos or episodes of From, click right here with about 20 seconds left to go. That's the From playlist, and you can find whatever episodes that you're looking for. Of course, after this season's over with, I'll do a ranking video of some sort. So I'll probably rank the seasons since there'll be 3 seasons of From and maybe some episodes. Although doing a top episodes thing for From might not be a lot, like top 5 and the rest of them are kind of gelled together. But big fan of From. Interested to see where it goes. I just hope, again, that they stick the landing. So with all that said, this will be From Season 3, Episode 3. The title of this episode is called Mousetrap. And this will be my review reaction recap after just finishing watching the episode. So we pick up where we left off in the last episode with Jim talking to Thomas, or at least somebody that we think is Thomas. And this Thomas character that's on the phone mentions something about Julie, like Julie's might be in danger, like they're going after Julie or something like that. So Jim rushes to go find Julie, who's of course with Ethan. And then on the way there, Boyd sees Jim as he's walking around the town ringing the bell, like, oh, everybody needs to get inside. It's going to be dark out soon. And Jim mentions to Boyd that things are getting worse around here, aren't they? And Boyd doesn't really answer. And then Jim walks off with his kids. Henry wakes up as Tabitha has dropped some glass. He knows she's been up all night and says that you need to sleep. And Tabitha says that she needs answers. I think sleeping is more important than answers. To get answers, sometimes you need to sleep. And then Tabitha tells Henry about the tree and the lighthouse and all those things, and how Victor told her to go to this tree to get to this tower, aka lighthouse. And then we find out that Henry in the backyard has a bottle tree from his wife. Then we see Victor digging something up. And then Boyd talks to Ellis about trying to use the talisman to keep the monsters in something instead of keeping them out of something. Donna comes in and says she's asked about Kenny, or she's asked about Kenny, and she says he's been doing as good as he can be expected due to losing his mother, Tian-Chen. And then Boyd tells Donna he wants to catch one of these things. We need to learn about them, and Boyd says he's going to make them talk, and Donna just thinks this is a ridiculous plan. It's only going to lead to more trauma and more loss, in her opinion. Fatima asks Clara what she's cooking, and Clara tells her it's part of the cow, as they've handed out the rest of the cow. Obviously, it's making her feel sick. And then Fatima goes outside to eat more rotten food, or rotten crops in this case. And then Tilly sees what Fatima is doing, and then Fatima notices this and kind of runs off. And then we have Kenny, Jade, Christy, Dale, and some other random characters have journeyed far out into the woods where the voodoo tower is, and like that place. And then Ethan asks who's going to bury Mom to Jim and Julie. This makes Jim flip out, and then Julie's like, you're not going to win any Parent of the Year awards after this. And then Julie and Ethan leave as the phone rings again, and then Jim picks the phone up and just hangs it up. Tabitha and Henry take a look at the bottle tree in Henry's backyard. Henry says it's not even the original one. The original is actually in a park. Ghost Father Khatri pesters Boyd, and Boyd tells him to leave him the fuck alone. He's doing the best job that he can. Victor knocks on Sarah's door, of all people. He has a suitcase with him, so that must have been what he dug up. And he wants to come in, and Victor asks about a bedspread in which Sarah says that she has upstairs, and he wants to build a fort and tell a story. Interesting to see where that goes. Tilly talks to Fatima about eating eggshells out of the garbage when she was pregnant a long time ago. She tells her whatever is going on, it will pass, and then Fatima starts to cry, and she says she can't even tell Ellis how scared she currently is. Jade tells Dale to shut the fuck up, as he has no idea what he's been through or since arriving at Fromville. And then Kenny tells Christy that he's trying to bring back as much food as possible. Jade wants to go back into town. He's freaking out. And then Christy follows him. And then Christy gets her foot caught in a bear trap. And then we have Ethan and Bacta are cleaning the diner, and Boyd arrives. Boyd asks Bacta how she's doing, and she says she doesn't know how she's doing if she's being honest. She's seen and heard a lot of weird things since she's been in Fromville. Ethan wants to give up on his mom, and Boyd says that we are not giving up on your mom. Then we go back to Jade, Kenny, and Dale trying to help Christy out of the bear trap. Then we go to Tilly grabbing she grabs some tarot cards as Elgin is just kind of passed out sleeping on the couch. And Fatima is not happy with this and doesn't want anything to do with it, and she talks Fatima into doing it. And then we have a crow that runs into the window. I think it's a crow. And then it does it again and actually breaks through the window and flies through the house, the colony house. I think it ran into a wall and then died. I'm not 100% sure if it was dead or not. Pretty much. I think it ran into the wall, though. And then we have Jade and Dale. They find some leverage, and they're able to get Christy out of this bear trap thing. And her ankle is dislocated. So them as a group, Kenny, Dale, and Jade, get her ankle back into place. Boyd goes on the bus to see Randall and sees Randall freak out a little bit. He's imagining the cicadas from season 2, or maybe he's not imagining them, but he's seeing them, and it's freaking him out a little bit. And then Boyd tells Randall he wants to switch places with Randall for the night. Randall can stay in the sheriff's station, and Boyd can stay in the bus. He wants to see what these monsters are up to at night. And then as Henry and Tabitha are driving, Tabitha finds the bracelet that she gave Jim in Henry's glove compartment. She thinks this is all a game and like a setup, and she thinks she's going to end up back in the hospital and back in Fromville. And she tries to get out of the car, and then while she's trying to do that, the car that Henry's driving is actually smashed by another vehicle. And then we have Tabitha in an ambulance with Henry, who is right now not awake, unconscious essentially, with a neck brace on. And he's stabilized with not a neck brace, but in a thing that holds his neck into one place. They want to take her back to the hospital because they're like, we know you left the hospital. You shouldn't have done that. And the ambulance all of a sudden stops because there's a tree in the middle of the road. Back to Fromville, perhaps? And that's what ends this episode of From. So, pretty good stuff. The score of this episode, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. And my character of the episode, I'm going to give it to Boyd, because Boyd is, the most intriguing thing going on right now in a pretty intriguing show. So you've heard everything that I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of From and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, you better make sure that you Hulk smash the like button, share the video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of From. What would you rate the episode? Maybe it's more of an 8 instead of an 8.5. And then let me know who would be your character of the episode. My secondary character would probably be Fatima. In fact, I probably should have included her as, male character of the episode, Boyd, female character of Fatima. And then remember, if you want to see all my From content that I've already done, click right here. That'll be my From playlist. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You are watching the video anyway. Subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And you never know what you're going to see on JDev TV.